Yep, I like that. Not the asshole, but you gotta take emergency snacks. Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like someone said, not the asshole, your sister, however, would be getting a firm, you're the asshole for this. I have hypoglycemia, which sounds very similar to your girlfriend's condition. I absolutely would have done the same thing y'all did. Your sister, not the asshole, your sister and brother-in-law are the kind that don't believe in mental health and medical conditions. They judge your GF and to impose control on her. They straight up lied to you and refuse to move the car, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, to get someone stuck at their place like that. Don't ever go again.
Yeah, I also just wouldn't go again. Like, I know that the emergency snacks is resourceful,
well, no,
but like, I
I'm
wouldn't
thinking
go
of emergency snacks anywhere because, like.
Well, of course, but obviously they were using that in reference to this. If you get kind of tricked by somebody.
Yeah. Someone also then says, not the asshole. As you repeatedly told your sister your partner has a medical condition and needs to snack or she'll vomit. If she were diabetic, there would be no question she would need something to keep her blood sugar in a healthy range. It's not the first time your sister has lied about accommodating and proceeded to deny your partner food. This time, she took it even farther and refused to let you leave. The fact that this has happened more than once is a legitimate grounds to never visit your sister again. But if this happens one more time, the petty side of me would encourage Anne to aim right for your sister's face when she experienced emesis, or at least something expensive.
Yeah.
Yep. As a T1D, I guess T1 diabetes, if anyone tries to prevent me from treating my low blood sugar as a snack, I guarantee I will give no fucks how offended they are about it. They can fuck off and I'll eat my snack.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone asked about would chewing gum help alleviate the symptoms. Like, they're saying not the asshole. But they do criticize the fact that they should have brought something anyway because this exact scenario has happened before.
Yeah.
And the commenter, the OP, said nope, she has something in her stomach. Normally, even a cup of coffee with milk or hot helps these symptoms until she eats. Water or juices don't cut it, unfortunately. Probably, someone said, does it have to do with damage to her stomach lining? They said probably. Anne doesn't really feel comfortable talking about it in details, as it involves bringing back a traumatic part of her past, which she's moving on. And in that previous relationship, the guy was obsessed with skinny, so she would constantly starve, and he would comment on every little detail she ate, and she would make herself sick to avoid gaining weight. So someone said that might be a symptom of people with gastric sleeve surgery, which is when their stomach's empty, become super nauseous. Interesting. Oh, this is. Oh my god. Oh my
god. Yeah, not
god.
the asshole.
This is. Okay.
I'm fighting Poseidon. Okay, what's this? There's been a lot of family stuff on today. Like, yeah, I was expecting like some relationships or something. It's very family heavy. Wow.
Oh, here's the one where the guy is the asshole though. So here's a change.
Okay. Let's not spoil it. Just read the status first.
Am I the asshole for serving my family food from the trash?
What the fuck? Wow.
Posted 22 hours ago. For context.
Once again, a family heavy thing, but yeah, okay, interesting.
For context, my sister and I grew up relatively poor. When I was 6, our mom took a promotion, moved 3 hours away. We found out in our adult life she'd been hoarding her money and giving our alcoholic father a small allowance to raise us. With his addiction problems, it left us with minimal money for our essentials. By the time I was 16, we were technically on our own and was ransacking dumpsters to feed myself and sister. I am now in my late 30s, have a successful career, and live quite comfortably. My sister is also well off too. My wife and I have a great relationship. I've worked to stop my old habits from my upbringing, some of my penny pinching techniques. My wife graciously ignores and lets me save our money where I can. However, there's one issue that we always can't find a compromise on. I can't handle when food is thrown out.
Ah, shit, I didn't know the thing didn't die. Rip. You can handle when food is thrown out?
Our daughter, 12, wanted chickens last year. That ended up being a good idea since our table scraps would go to them instead of being wasted to the trash. For the record, I hate when my wife shops at Costco. She buys too much for our family, which creates a lot of waste. I've asked her to at least donate what we don't eat, or give it to me and I can drop it off to a homeless camp near my job. She promised to just buy less quantity, but that didn't last. Hold on. Because she doesn't like grocery shopping more than once a week. Which is reasonable. Groceries are expensive, my guy. Like, are you the one buying them? No.
Right.
Last week, I came home and found a sealed pack of lettuce, 1 whole cucumber, an entire loaf of bread, and potatoes in the trash can outside.
What? Oh, wow. Okay.
The lettuce was expired, but looked fine. Here's mini rant. There have been lots of lettuce fucking recalls in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Why would you serve your family lettuce that had expired? I don't care if it looks fine. Like, give it to the chickens. Don't give your family expired fucking lettuce.
Right. Yeah.
Like, So, the bread was also expired but had no mold. The potatoes had eyes but weren't green or rotten yet.
Okay.
I went inside and started on dinner. I grilled chicken, which was the only item not from the trash. Well, thank God.
Right.
Like, I made a salad and added the cucumber, used the bread to make croutons, and finally I made mashed potatoes. We all sat down to eat. My wife mentioned how great the food was. I told her it was what she had found out earlier that day. She was completely mortified and grossed out. I told her I washed everything off before cooking it, but she said that didn't matter. My point was, if the food is good enough for us to eat, it should not have been thrown out. At bare minimum, she could have given it to our daughter to take to the chickens. She argued back that I should have taken it to from the trash to the chickens, not to our table. She was irritated as me, fearing we would have all gotten food poisoning or something, but none of us was sick from the food. She said regardless, it was wrong for me to prove a point in that manner and borderline abuse to serve the family food from the trash. I don't really see what I did wrong. There are starving people in this world. For us to throw out perfectly fine food doesn't sit right with me.
Well, you know, that is scary and treacherous, right? You're playing with fire when you're feeding them thrown out and expired food.
Yeah, because
I don't think that that's very healthy. I see his point. He wants to be, you know, frugal. He wants to be austere. He wants to use every part of the animal down to the bone. But like, I don't know. I don't think that that's very healthy for them. So I would say asshole. What is the top? What is your opinion / what is the top comment?
I would say, here's the thing. There is a reason why there are best use dates. Now, could the wife have been like, oh, you know, because I'm assuming she's the only one who does the grocery shopping and the only one that really, like, you know, looks after stuff, because he made it a point to make dinner this time with it. So I don't think he cooks normally. I don't know, that may be a wrong assumption. But you don't give, regardless of how you feel, because here's the deal, like, sometimes a little food waste in the trash is okay. You don't need to force people to eat everything or to save even tiny scraps, because it forces people into uncomfortable positions and it can cause eating disorders. You know, like, I sometimes don't finish everything, you know, and sometimes I just, very little I throw out, and yet, you know, it's looked on as like some weird finish and scrape everything and save every, like if it's a huge plate and, you know, I ate something earlier and that's fine, but like saving little scraps, it's like, I don't know, it comes with like shame, and I don't like when people do that, especially. So it's like, this time his family was safe, but it's like, what if he does it next time and they don't just get like salmonella, but they get like botulism,
right?
Or they get something serious. It's like, Also, what you could have done, you literally, because he's like mad at her saying that, you could have, you know, fed the chickens. So could you have. Like, you could have given it to the chickens. You made it a point to serve your family.